let your love show, ho, ho. Let your faith grow, ho, ho, that everyone will know Christ the King of Christmas.
Can you see a Bible near where you're sitting? The Bible is a really big book, so we're going to spend the next 6 weeks until Christmas working out the most important, biggest truth of all in the Bible. The Bible has so many good things, but we're going to learn the most important thing and write our own small story to remind ourselves of it. Last week we learned about some of the things that God doesn't want us to do. We also learned that because people say no to God and they don't treat God as the king, the world can be an unhappy place sometimes. When God first made the world, it wasn't an unhappy place, was it? No, it was a good place, but now it can be an unhappy place. And God doesn't want it to stay an unhappy place. God wants us to fix it up. It makes him angry when people don't treat him as king and do bad things. So this week, we're going to learn what God is going to do to fix up the world. I'm going to tell you a story about a boy called Jack. One day, Jack took his brother's new super bouncy rubber ball without telling him, and then he played with the ball in a place where he wasn't supposed to, inside of the house. He knew his mum had said not to play with it inside, but he did it anyway, and unfortunately, he broke a window with the ball. What will happen when Jack's mum sees what has happened? Will she say, "It doesn't matter," and give Jack some ice cream? Or will she send him to his room and make him pay for the window to be fixed using his pocket money? I think that she'd do that, don't you? If she gave him ice cream, that would be like he hadn't really done anything wrong, but he had done something wrong, so giving him ice cream wouldn't be fair or the right thing to do. But I think it would be fair for him to be sent to his room and to lose his pocket money, don't you? Because he did disobey his parents and do the wrong thing, and it will cost money to fix the window, and since it was his fault, he should have to pay for it. The sad truth is that we all disobey God, just like Jack disobeyed his mum. So we deserve punishment from God too. It says in Hebrews 9 verse 27, people are destined to die once and after that to face judgment. It wouldn't be fair if God just said, "It doesn't matter," when we do something unkind to someone. And it wouldn't be right if he said, "It doesn't matter," when we treat him like he isn't the king. He is the king, and it is very wrong for us to pretend that he's not the king by disobeying him. So God is going to make the world a happy place again. He'll make it into a wonderful new kingdom. God will punish everyone who makes the world an unhappy place, and all the people who tell him he's not the king by disobeying him. He'll punish them by trying to keep them out of his kingdom. The trouble is, all of us are people who make the world unhappy sometimes, like when we do unkind things, when we don't do the kind things that we should do. And we're the ones who tell God that he's not the king by disobeying him. So we are the ones that God will punish and keep out of his kingdom. That's what the next chapter of our book says. Let's read it now. It makes God angry that we don't obey him as king. It also makes him angry that we are selfish and hurt each other and make a mess of his world. God won't let us keep saying no to him and pretending to be our own king instead. One day, God will show everyone that he is the only true king. He will set up a wonderful kingdom that never ends. And on that day, everyone who's been saying no to him will be shut out of his kingdom forever. We deserve God's punishment, but there's good news. We're going to be hearing about this good, great, wonderful news next week, but I can't wait to tell you at least a little bit. The great news is that God sent his son Jesus to take the punishment that we deserve instead of us, so that we can be in his wonderful kingdom forever. How amazing is that he sent Jesus to take the punishment that we deserve. I can't wait to talk more about that next week. In the meantime, you can learn about the big truth from today by heading to the website. You can pray and say sorry for the wrong things that you've done that deserve God's punishment. And you can talk together about the good news that we're going to hear next week.
Dancing, come on, let your love show, ho, ho, let your faith grow, ho, ho, that everyone will know Christ the King of Christmas, la da 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 da.